Hey there, it's DeGranny and I'm back, and today I'm going to do a regional recap of how this weekend went. But first I'm going to show what I got this weekend and what came with like the regional and stuff. So first I did buy some sleeves. I got some Hydreigon Garchomp sleeves. I've been looking for these for a while. They're really nice sleeves. However, I only could buy one, and as you can see up here, they are 32 uh, sleeves per package, but they only had one, but that just means I only had to buy one more package. Maybe I'll find it at another tournament or so, and I can get them then. Uh, so I'm really glad to get these. I've been looking for them for a while, as I said. Next, I'm going to showcase what card you get. You always get one special promo card, and you get a Jolteon. It is a reprint of the Dark Explorers, if you can see the symbol down here in the bottom corner. It has a stamp on it showing that it is from the regionals, and it has a holographic lining to it as if it was from the league promos. So it's really cool, nice card. Not very playable, but it's still a nice card to have. And next I'm going to showcase the deck I decided to run. I will be doing a deck like breakdown on Friday of this deck, so I'm not going to go through it all that much, but I did run a Darkrai Hydreigon deck. I will tell you that. So this was a big deck at the tournament. However, I did not face a mirror match. Very surprising that I did not face a mirror match. So that is kind of cool. I might have to pull up my Twitter here in a minute so I can remember how my matches went. If you're following me on Twitter, then you probably know how my matches went. But this was the deck I was running, Darkrai Hydreigon. So yeah. It was a really nice deck. It ran really well. It did slightly vary from the normal Darkrai Hydreigon deck, but that's okay. So here you're just going to see like a blank screen, and I'm going to be talking a lot. Here, how about I put my deck back here? If it'll stand. Yep, got it. The sleeves. And we'll go with the card. So in my first round matchup, I faced a Ray Eel deck. I went up early 3 prizes, took a double knockout to get 3 prizes off of a Rayquaza that had a lot of damage on it, and I catchered up an Eel and was able to Night Spear and get 3 prizes off of it. She ended up making a pretty good comeback. We ended up getting it tied at 1-1. Time was about to be called, and she knocked out one of my big EXs, I believe. Something that I really needed. I only had 2 energy left after that. Or no, she knocked out a Sableye. That's what it was. She knocked out a Sableye. Or I don't know, honestly. She knocked something out, got rid of some energy, and I still had a Hydreigon on the field, and I had a Darkrai. And I think I sent up a Sableye or something. Because I could have, I knew if I didn't pull off the energy or anything like that, no matter what I was going to lose. She had another Rayquaza on the bench, or she might have had a Raikou on the bench. I think she had Raikou on the bench, Rayquaza in the active, and a Eel on the bench. So she was going to be able to power it up, and I was going to lose no matter what. So I needed to pull off my draw a Dark Patch or an energy to get one dark energy off, and I ended up top decking a Dark Patch to win the match. It was a very good game. I really enjoyed it. Come to find out, she was actually a friend of some people I had met at the beginning of the tournament, so that was kind of cool. She did make one big misplay, though, that kind of helped me move forward in the game. She double Dynamoted to a regular Rayquaza when she should have double Dynamoted, or she should have at least one Dynamoted to her Rayquaza EX to knock out my Mewtwo, but she did not do that, and it ended up probably costing her the game, honestly. And that was a big misplay. But she told me she'd been running Eel Terrakion for a while, and getting used to like the Rayquaza does take a little while. So it was a very good matchup, and especially because Rayquaza Electric is one of the scariest matchups to me using Darkrai Hydreigon. My next matchup that I played was against a Terrakion deck, Darkrai Terrakion, and he started lone Terrakion, and I started 2 Darkrai. And first turn we both attached an energy and had to pass. Next turn I passed, or I attached an energy, passed, and then he ended up attaching an energy, hitting me for 60, and then it kind of went back and forth. Then I was like, all right, I got to get an energy out, got to do something, and I missed, and I ended up not getting anything, wasn't able to set up. He knocked out a couple dinos and just kind of blew me out of the water, and that shot me back. But that was early, so going 1-1 before lunch was pretty nice. So I went to lunch, had to recuperate a little bit, and in my next matchup, I ended up facing a theme deck. Yeah, I faced a theme deck out of regional championship, but that's alright. I mean, I guess he was new, obviously. And I almost lost, actually. I had to start Lone Sigilyph, and he was running the Raiders theme deck, which had Psychic Pokemon in it. Now, the Psychic Pokemon he was running was like Scolipede, mainly. Like, that's what he put in there for it, was Scolipede with Poison. And I started Lone Sigilyph. Now, he almost beat me because I could not get, for 2 turns, I did not get, or first turn, I had to play Juniper, try to get another basic, missed. Next turn, I had to play another Juniper to get another basic, and I got 2. So I was able to end up saving the game and ended up winning, coming back and winning. He didn't take a prize, though, ended up saving that. So I ended up winning that match pretty easily. So yeah, so I go 2-1 then. Look around, some of my friends are 2-1. So it's really nice then. Nobody from my group was undefeated at that point. I was pretty excited because I knew at least I was doing pretty decent. And my next matchup, I faced a Zeal deck, I believe. Straight Zeal. It was Zekrom Electric with Thundurus. And I ended up being able to set up, and with mainly Darkrai, I just started hitting him, got all of his electric out, and now my sleeves are falling constantly. So with Darkrai was a big key for this matchup. Was able to knock out all of his electrics and his Thundurus, and his only Thundurus and Zekrom out. And I think he benched one more Zekrom, and it was kind of too late for that. I had already got Giratina out, I had my Hydreigon out, and I could just one-shot everything that he was putting out. And come to find out, every other card he needed was prized, and I 6-0'd him. And that was about it. I kind of felt that one was kind of sad win because he could not pull anything. But that put me at 3-1 then. So I was moving up, and I checked the standings for the next one, and I'm at table 10. So at this point, I'm in the top 20, and I'm excited. I'm halfway through regionals. We played 8 rounds, and I'm 3-1 in my very first regionals, my very first tournament in a long time. So that was nice. Got to 3-1. The next deck, I'd seen this guy. I'd played next to him once or twice before, and he was playing a Reshiram Entei Tornadus deck. Now, how he was running it was kind of odd. He didn't want to get basics out and just lay them out. He just would have one basic out almost the whole time, and once he got Entei out, he'd bench another one and use Grand Flame and start attaching energy from his discard. So that was really strange, but once I almost lost that match as well. Had to start Lone Sableye, but was able to get some Pokemon out, get some basics, and once I got set up, it was over. And one of the guys that I'd met earlier was playing right next to me, and I got to meet him. Got to meet another guy I talked to when I watched the Top Cut streams all the time. Got to meet him. He was also playing on the other side of me. That was kind of cool. But I saw, or he told me he saw what I had to start, and he saw what he started, and he thought I was in trouble. But then he said he saw me get set up, and he's like, oh, it's over. There's no way he can lose now. And I didn't. Ended up being able to 6-0 him too, I believe. Couldn't get anything knocked out. Got some max potions at key points and was able to play them. So at this point, I'm 4-1, and I'm pumped now. Like, I look at it and I'm thinking, you know what, 7-1s get in for sure. So if I win out, I'm in to the top 32. If I lose one and I win the next two, I'm almost positive to still be there. So that's all right. So the next match, I play another Zeal deck with Mewtwo, though. This one has Mewtwo, and I go up 5 prizes, and I am 1 prize from going 5-1, and he still has 6 prizes. Ends up, I send up a Mewtwo, and with 4 energy, and I knew that was very dangerous, especially because if he can get a Mewtwo out, then and I knocked out one of his Mewtwo's with the 4 energy. He had 1 energy on his Mewtwo, so I was able to knock it out. And I knew it was very dangerous because if he has another Mewtwo and is able to get it out, I lose my Mewtwo, and I lose a bunch of energy that I need. And he ends up getting that Mewtwo out, and he powers it up and then knocks mine out. I end up having to stall a little bit, catch her around, but he has Switch, and he is just knocking everything out. Eventually, he powers up his Mewtwo with 9 energy. He has 1 DCE and 7 electric energies on him. And I only have 1 energy on my board, and it's on a Darkrai, and he catches up my Darkrai and knocks it out. And we are now tied at 1 prize apiece. And there's really nothing I can do. I'm hoping maybe for a top deck here with a Juniper, getting energy, some dark patches or something, and I don't get anything. And I kind of just look at him, I'm like, good game, man. And we stopped and like we talked for 10 minutes after that about how like that game just turned around, and I don't even know how it happened, but my momentum shifted from there, and I was then 4-2, and I had 2 matches left, and I had to win out. My next match, I faced a Ho-Oh, and I had practiced against Ho-Oh, and I knew going against Ho-Oh I had an auto victory, and I just did not get set up, and he ended up getting some Ho-Ohs out and was able to hit me, and then I finally got it down to, he had 1 prize left and I had 2. I had a Mewtwo out there with 2 energy on it, and on my 4th prize that I had just taken after knocking out his Ho-Oh, I could I pulled a catcher, and I could catcher out his Mewtwo that had 1 energy on it, and I had another energy in my hand. I was gonna be able to attach, move up 1 energy from my bench, and then I would be able to knock out his Mewtwo no matter what, because he had 1 energy on it. But he sends up a Ho with 2 energy, and I have 6 damage, so he can't knock me out with Ho this turn unless he super powers it up. And he ends up top decking an energy, and he top decks the water energy, attaches to Mewtwo, retreats, and ends up KOing my Mewtwo for the game. And if he doesn't do that, I win the match, and I would go 5-2. But I sadly dropped to 4-3 and lost the match. And at this point, I know my chances of making it are very slim. Kind of do the like math in my head. I know the 8-0 guy will for sure make it. The I believe it was about 8 7-1s would make it, and then all the 6-2 should make it, and then maybe 2 5-3s. It'd be close though. I don't know. It depends on how many 6-2s there were. And ended up, I ended up facing a Terrakion, Mewtwo, Garbodor deck, and I just did not get set up. She had 4 catchers in her hand at one point. I had an in. I didn't know she had 4 catchers, and if I did, I probably would have in her to 2, but I really needed the 2 extra cards, so I ended up Junipering, and come to find out she had catcher and powered up, and she already had a Mewtwo powered up and knocked me away, which that was just a depressing way to end. Ended up finishing 4-4 after starting 4-1, and that is just not the way to go. The guy that went 8-0, I met him earlier in the day with that same big group of people that I had met that knew the girl I played first, and he went 8-0 with a Ho deck, and he apparently never flipped tails, which was amazing to me. And he ends up going 8-0, and then he loses in his top 32 match. I'm not sure how the tourney ended. I had to leave so I could finish some homework, So I got back and the tourney was still going. So I'm not sure how it finished. I believe if I heard right, Harrison Levin, the runner-up to Worlds last year, was actually at this tournament, and he top-cutted, but he also lost in the top 32 match as well. And if he would have won, and the guy that went 8-0 and Swiss would have won, they would have played together, and that would have been kind of cool. So yeah, Harrison Levin was at it, and I did get to see Harrison. I ended up standing next to him in the elevator on my way out. That was kind of cool, especially since I just found out he was there. I think I'm almost positive he was there, and that was him. So yeah, regionals, great experience, great thing. My goal was to go 4-4 for sure, and I did it. But going 4-4 was a very big disappointment after starting 4-1. So I think next time though I'll be ready to go. I've got my papers for the pre-releases coming up near Houston for Boundaries Cross, and I also have my papers for the city championships that'll begin in December. I'll try to get some matches recorded for city championships, some practice matches and whatnot. I'm pretty sure next week I will also have a match recording with my on PTCGO. I also just bought a Rayquaza full art and a Mew full art, two cards that I did not have. Rayquaza is going to go into a deck. I'm building a Rayo deck that I really like. It runs Victini for the Thunder Wave, and it's really cool. I really enjoy that kind of deck, so that's why I decided to run it, or try it out. And I'm running it online, so that'll probably be my next online match, testing it out a lot. Try to differ away from Hydreigon for a little while. I've seen enough of him and whatnot. And the Mew full art was just, I could get it for really cheap, and I found it and I got it really quickly. So also, once I get the Rayquaza full art in my mail, I will do a deck video of how to structure a deck, how to build a deck, because I kind of know how I want to build that deck already. So I'm probably going to do that, and y'all can watch how I build my Rayo deck. So yeah, stay tuned for Wednesday. That'll be the next video, and it'll be a Dragon Vault opening. So thank you for watching, you guys. I know this is kind of long, and the camera was kind of still on one part, but it was mainly just an explanatory video of what was going on. Friday, I will have a deck breakdown of Darkrai Hydreigon. So until then, see ya.